This week on Hispanics Today, she's gone from part-time cashier to climbing the corporate ladder. See how this Latina stays connected to her community. Business travel is up among Hispanics. But are we getting the best deal? Find out how you can travel smarter. And see how the rebirth of this theater is revitalizing an inner-city neighborhood.
Hello, everybody. I'm Paola Torres. Bienvenidos. Welcome to Hispanics Today. Teresa Barrera can sum up success in just one word: Walmart. She first started working for the world's largest retailer when she was just a teenager, never dreaming it would be possible to carve a career path out of a part-time opportunity.
These are doing very well, the long party napkins that...
Teresa Barrera knows what sells at Walmart, and not just because she shops there. The single mother of two is also a vice president and divisional merchandise manager of the world's biggest retailer, Walmart.
You guys ready for the merchandise meeting?
Yeah, we are.
And it's the only employer she's ever known.
When I went to Walmart, I had never thought, never dreamed that it would be my career.
While attending Corpus Christi State University, Barrera applied for an associate's position as a part-time cashier. It was a way to make ends meet, but a far cry from her childhood dream.
I always dreamed of being a businesswoman. I wasn't sure what that was, but I knew I wanted to wear a business suit and I knew I wanted to have a briefcase.
Awarded a scholarship from Walmart, Barrera graduated with a bachelor's degree in finance and was ready to move on.
My general manager says, "Why are you doing that? You know, my degree's in finance." Well, you know, have you ever thought about internal audit? Have you ever thought about being a club manager? Have you ever thought about doing these other things? And I said, no, I hadn't.
So she applied, and within weeks accepted a position as internal auditor at Walmart's headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas. Hard work and determination would take her from global merchandise researcher to assistant buyer to today.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be sitting as a VP.
Barrera currently oversees 10 buyers and is responsible for the purchases of seasonal merchandise, including stationery, books and magazines, greeting cards, and party provisions, as well as office and back-to-school supplies.
It's one of the hottest licenses that we have.
It's more than a knack for knowing what sells. Barrera is also part of an esteemed consumer base. She's a mom to 2 young daughters.
As a young single mom working to do this, I have to provide not only a great environment at work and make some strides and differences in my job and in the workforce, and still show the balance and the home life that my mother gave me.
Back on the job, attention to detail is critical. Products need to be the right price and the right color.
I mean, what gets your attention when you walk by something?
Equally important is cultura, especially when it comes to Walmart's community-driven approach.
In our party supplies area, the Hispanic markets out-index the other areas, because when we have a party, we have a party.
We have a concept called the store of the community, and that's a concept that what it does is acknowledges that communities are different and have different needs.
Nice 4-foot section here of offering store of the community right here.
Case in point, a book titled Journey to the Future, penned by Consuelo Kickbush, the highest-ranking Hispanic female in the U.S. Army's combat support field.
When you hear Consuelo speak, you want to run out and buy that book.
In a purchasing meeting hosted by TAMAC, the Texas Association of Mexican-American Chambers of Commerce, Barrera learned of the difficulty Kickbush was having marketing her material.
Lo and behold, a few weeks later, Teresa has gotten Consuelo's book into 4 stores in Hispanic markets on a test. And the plan was, if it does well, it will be expanded to other markets.
I just want to do what's right for our culture, for our community.
Part of her job as an officer, she says, is helping Walmart to see the whole picture. Just one of the reasons she received the Chairman's Leadership Award from TAMAC in 2004.
Teresa Barrera is somebody that really is an advocate for minority business. and for Hispanics in management. But the biggest thing is that she's such a success story. She's a great role model for Latinas.
Barrera now admires a different view from the top, but she insists there are more steps on the ladder left to climb.
One day I'd like to be a senior in this company. Anything's possible. You just have to want it.
When asked about Teresa Barrera, one Hispanic leader remarked when she climbed the corporate ladder, she made sure to keep the ladder down for other Latinos to follow. Coming up next, see how the rebirth of this theater is a source of pride not just for our cultura, but for this inner city neighborhood. Hispanics Today will be right back.
If you missed the big Chevy employee discount for everyone, you're in luck. We've continued the program, giving you a chance to take advantage of employee pricing on almost every 05 Chevy vehicle. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. The Chevy employee discount for everyone. Offer in September 6th. The Chevy employee discount for everyone. See your local Chevy dealer before September 6th.
Life has its ups and downs. A couple of years ago, my husband had a stroke. It changes your life completely. It really does. Greg didn't have insurance in his job. Walmart has helped me and my family, and I don't know what I would have done without my benefits. He's a miracle. We've come a long way.
A long way.
I'm Elvia, and I've worked for Walmart for 22 years.
Nobody can do what Maaco does. Maaco can repaint your entire car, fast. In most cases, just a few days. Our economical ambassador paint service is only $229. Make it easy, make it right, make it Maaco.
Start your Sundays with convenient home delivery at the Los Angeles Times.
My treat is on Sunday. I open the door and the paper's right there.
And I always refer to the calendar section before I go see a movie, play, concert. It's great.
Now you can have the Sunday Times delivered right to your home for only $1 a week. That's 50% off.
The Sunday Times is my chance to catch up on the world.
Don't miss out on the special offer of home delivery of the Los Angeles Times. Call 1-800-799-5825. The Los Angeles Times. It's what Sundays were made for.
Malaysia. Exotic adventures. Untouched forests. Breathtaking beaches. Malaysia. Truly Asia.
Hispanics Today is brought to you by the new Chevrolets, 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months, an American revolution. And by Walmart.
When urban developers zero in on an area, they usually think about business, but they don't always think about art. But the two go hand in hand. Here's a look at how a neighborhood and a theater got a new lease on life.
For the first time in 30 years, the marquee lit up and patrons filed into the legendary Tivoli Theater in Washington, D.C. On stage, Federico Garcia Lorca's poetic play, Yerma, about a woman longing to give birth. It's a fitting story for the rebirth of this once-abandoned theater built in the silent movie era. In its heyday, the Tivoli drew crowds. But that was long before riots in 1968 battered buildings and shattered dreams.
You had to come by car. It was not really safe. But I liked it anyway. I liked it very much because I like the mixture of black and Latinos, and they were here.
Argentinian actor and director Hugo Medrano came from Spain to the neighborhood called Columbia Heights in 1971.
There were a lot of professionals and artists running out of Argentina and Chile and Uruguay because of military dictatorships.
Hugo found work with a children's Spanish-language theater group. There, he met New York dancer Rebecca Reed.
I met her at this Teatro Doble, which was very nice. I was doing, not only performing, but doing costumes, so I did the costume for her.
2 years later, the couple married and formed the Gala Hispanic Theater. Gala stands for Grupo de Artistas Latinoamericanos, a big name for a small theater in their home, which was located just blocks from the crumbling Tivoli.
We lived in the top floor, and we had a changing room and sort of dressing area in the basement, and we had a little bar and the theater of 80 seats on the first floor.
While Rebecca managed the business, Hugo directed and acted in a mix of classic and modern plays. They were performed mostly in Spanish with English translations. Hugo's gift for working with talent whose roots spanned countries and continents came in handy, since he wanted audiences to see the full range of Latin culture.
There is a lack of knowledge of where we came from. And there is a lot of prejudices or preconceptions of what we are.
Despite critical success, the tight space limited growth. After Hugo was robbed and beaten during a sidewalk costume sale, the theater moved to temporary quarters. But they came back to the neighborhood to find Gala a permanent home.
Frankly, it's taken guts and grit and a lot of determination by Hugo and Rebecca Medrano.
7 years ago, Columbia Heights developers and preservationists hammered out a plan to save the Tivoli. It called for recasting the Movie Palace as a complex of shops, offices, and a center for the arts. The Gala Theater fit the bill perfectly.
Do you know how to find us?
After years of sticking with the community helped the Medranos raise more than $3 million to build a theater right under the Tivoli's original dome.
It's such a warm feeling. It's a combination of a place you feel like you've always been, but it's new.
Yerma set box office records for Gala, and that's good news for Columbia Heights.
People will come in and pay parking, and they'll eat in the restaurant, and they'll come back to shop. They'll invest in the neighborhood.
And supporters say Gala will do more than that, especially giving young Latinos something money can't buy.
Something they've never seen before. An elegant theater, a beautiful arch, a nice bar, attractive people, and a play in Spanish. And all of a sudden they leave changed. They go, wow, that's where I come from.
The other thing that's wonderful are dressing rooms. But isn't it nice having showers for the actors?
While the theater is a dream come true, Hugo and Rebecca say the story isn't over yet. They want to see Gala emerge as a national Latino center for the arts.
If it's a play on 3 acts, this will be the middle one, no? Second act.
Probably the second act.
It looks like a new beginning for Columbia Heights, too. Construction is about to begin on a large shopping center right across the street from the Tivoli.
For more information about the Tivoli Theater and other revitalization efforts, call the National Trust for Historic Preservation at 202-588-6000. Hispanics Today will be right back.
Now showing Shoe Week at Ross with thrilling savings of 50 to 70% off department store prices. Everything from casual to dressy for men, women, and kids. Shoe Week at Ross. Hurry or you'll miss all the excitement.
Boo, 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 boo.
At the lion camp, you can get really close to lions.
What was that?
The new lion camp at the San Diego Zoo's Wild Animal Park. Are you game?
Now playing the action-packed event of the year. Shoe Week at Ross. Save a whopping 50 to 70% off department store prices. Featuring the top brands in athletic shoes for men, women, and kids. Shoe Week at Ross. Don't miss out on the action.
This portion of Hispanics Today is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Nilo Cruz has been writing to critical acclaim for more than 2 decades, but it was one award and one town that changed his life forever.
From replicas of old trolleys to shadows that shed light on another time, Ybor City shows off its history. And it's no secret what's king on Main Street, or what makes it to the stage. That's a puff from the now famous Pulitzer Prize-winning play, Anna in the Tropics, by Nilo Cruz.
I wanted to document the presence of Latinos in this country, and here was a group of people coming to Tampa, to Ybor City in the late 1800s, who created a small city.
These Latinos worked in cigar factories like this empty one.
I have dreams.
With his play about a factory family, split over traditions going up in smoke, Nilo breathes new life and humanity into cigar history. He's forever endeared himself to this town and shares the thrill of winning the Pulitzer.
It was pretty much like a divine moment.
That moment came in 2003, before his play hit Broadway. That almost never happens, and that means the judges decided solely on the writing, not the acting.
I'm hoping that with my getting this award and being the first Latino, that this will open doors for other Latino playwrights.
People will begin to go, oh, well, we should give this person a chance because they could be the next Nilo Cruz.
You see, my father owed a lot of money to a creditor.
And once on Broadway with actors like Jimmy Smits, Anna in the Tropics made headlines again, this time for other Latinos in the arts.
My play was just done on Broadway with a full Latino cast. I mean, that's certainly history. I'm hoping that will create some kind of precedent.
Nilo Cruz had never set foot in Ybor City before he wrote Anna.
What drew me to the subject matter was the presence of lectores in the tobacco factories here in Tampa.
Lectores would read newspapers and novels to the workers, breaking the monotony and lifting their spirits.
That was a lecture stand.
Nilo decided to set his play in 1929, right before the end of that era.
Some of us cigar workers may not be able to read or write, but we can recite lines from Don Quixote or Jane Eyre.
All I said was that I'm afraid we're in for another tragic love story.
I like love stories.
Me too.
I would have preferred a detective story.
They're not very literary, Chester.
The lector has come from Cuba and has begun reading the Ana Karenina, as I like to say in Spanish instead of Ana Karenina.
Nilo uses this Tolstoy novel about passion and betrayal as a catalyst.
It's sort of awakening the desire of some of these cigar workers and also awakening their dreams.
Nilo has written more than a dozen plays, but calls Anna his little jewel.
Nilo Cruz won the Pulitzer Prize in Drama for Anna in the Tropics in 2003. The play continues to be performed in U.S. cities and around the world. When we return, tips for business travelers. We'll tell you what you need to know to travel smart. Stay tuned.
Chris, is there any more Coke?
This is a tough one. Put in gear, let's go. So is mastering the complexities of automatic transmission. Realizing when to use the putter. And find the right look for graduation. But maybe not as tough for me as for my dad.
Yeah, I got one right here.
But man, he's getting his own ice.
2 years ago, this was a really rough area.
It was scary to walk around there, but now it's a total change.
Walmart came in, took a very, very central position. It brought in jobs.
In fact, I think it's brought business in the community because there's a lot of people coming around the store.
You can see the change in every corner. You can see the faces of the people. They look happy, they feel secure.
Things are changing for the best.
This used to be considered a really bad part of town. And look at it now. There's a sense of pride here.
If you missed the big Chevy employee discount for everyone, you're in luck. We've continued the program, giving you a chance to take advantage of employee pricing on almost every 05 Chevy vehicle. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. The Chevy employee discount for everyone. Offer ends September 6th. The Chevy employee discount for everyone. See your local Chevy dealer before September 6th.
Business travel in America is showing the first signs of growth since 1998. Leading the way are Latino travelers who are far outpacing the national trends. Travel represents a major controllable expense for business, so getting a handle on it could mean bigger profits to your company.
Angela Gonzalez Rowe makes it her job to know what's hot in the travel industry. And right now, it's the red-hot Latino market that has travel providers seeing green. Gonzalez Rowe is editor-in-chief of Hispanic Meetings and Travel, a bi-monthly magazine geared to Latino business travelers and meeting planners.
The Travel Industry Association of America came out with a study a couple years ago that showed that Hispanic travel across the board was up 20%, while overall travel in the U.S. was only up by 2%.
Major American cities with sizable Latino populations are predictably leading the way. And now, with Latin America booming, it is likely Hispanic business travel will pick up internationally, and airlines are positioning themselves.
They have really gone out of their way to make an effort. They have gone into creating Spanish language television that is there on their flights. They've got Spanish signs throughout at the airports that you'll see. They also have bilingual flight attendants.
And it is not just airlines competing, it's also hotels. Wingate Inn is a relative newcomer in the hospitality industry, and they've focused in on the business traveler and Latino market.
The market seems to be extremely big now and growing in all facets of the Latino market. It's no longer the worker class. They have they're big companies, they're major companies. There are a lot of people that travel from South America to the United States.
If you've been to an airport recently, you know business travel is definitely back in business. And so too are long waits in line. To speed things along, experts advise leaving the laptop computers at home.
We see longer lines at the airports because so many people are having to take out their computer, put it in a bin, send it through. I'm seeing a trend where people are saying, I don't need my computer. It's easier if I just walk around with my little jump drive. And I take all of my materials that I need on this little drive, and I can use the Hotel Business Center.
But that means making sure your hotel has a good business center. But be careful. Some places charge extra for a la carte services like printing, copying, and faxing. So ask up front if those incidentals are included in one price. And that goes for high-speed internet too, both in the rooms and for Wi-Fi connections in the lobby.
Everything is included in the one price that you pay. There's no nickel and diming for the extras where some of the full-service hotels, that's where they can make up the difference in their monetary costs.
If you must travel heavy, here's a website worth checking before you leave. TSA.gov. You can enter your departure airport, time, and date to get the average wait times in the security line. Those times may surprise you. And when you do get to your destination, more surprises could lurk in the fine print. That's because many hotels bury unusual hidden costs in the final bill you pay. Even seasoned travelers like Angela Gonzalez-Rowe sometimes learn expensive lessons.
I had a hotel that I booked for $159 a night. And once I got on property, they said, oh, well, you need to sign this, and there's a $20 resort charge fee that's tacked on. So instead of my room being $159, it now turned out to be $179, plus your tax and your gratuities. It turned out to be over $200 a night.
There are still lots of deals out there and many extras you can get for free. But ask up front to know what you are getting and let the internet do your bidding.
I would tell anybody, and this is what we do with our particular magazine, we're absolutely a small business, and so we do a lot of our booking online. Orbitz is one, I know Travelocity is another.
Some less obvious sites you might want to try include Hotwire, Booking Buddy, and Kayak.com.
It's something that anybody can do. I would recommend, a lot of people go to these various different sites, but one of the things that they forget is some airlines, for instance, Southwest Airlines does not do business with many of these websites. So you should always go back to those particular websites in general, and sometimes even the airline sites themselves.
With so many travel options, travel providers are locked in stiff competition. That means better deals for business travelers.
Statistics show that 22% of the trips Latinos take are for business purposes. Hispanics Today will be right back.
I started with Walmart 18 years ago as an unloader and receiving.
I started in the baby department, and I am store manager today.
Walmart is a career. It's not just a job. Good quality of life, good educational opportunities for my children.
We never imagined that we would be doing what we're doing today. Now, our son John has started at Walmart.
He wants to be a pharmacist.
No one knows better than we do that he has a bright future. We truly are living the American dream. It's out there, and it's at Walmart.
Chris, is there any more Coke?
This is a tough one. Put in gear, let's go. But so is mastering the complexities of automatic transmission. Realizing when to use the putter and find the right look for graduation. But maybe not as tough for me as for my dad.
Yeah, I got one right here.
But man, he's getting his own ice.
You'll flip for back-to-school savings at Shoe Pavilion. Like these famous name skate shoes for men, women, and kids, only $19.99 and $29.99. But you better hurry. At this price, they're moving fast. Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
Hey, Mr. Lion, your royalness. I'm limping over here. I can hardly walk. That's right, I'm very slow. Please, spare me, Mr. Lion. Please, spare me. My leg is aching. I got a little floppy leg. My tender, juicy, floppy leg is aching. Oh!
At the lion camp, you can get really close to lions.
I'm so afraid of the big, scary lion. Easy. Now, where's your sense of humor, really?
The new lion camp at the San Diego Zoo's Wild Animal Park. Are you game?
Now, Shoe Pavilion has Betula by Birkenstock in suede at an incredible price. That's right. Get the legendary comfort of Birkenstock in suede for just $39.99. That's less than half of what you'd pay elsewhere. Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
Hispanics Today is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Let's make it real. And by Walmart.
Before we leave, we want to remind you of our website. Please go to www.ushcc.com and click the link for Hispanics Today. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again next week for another edition of Hispanics Today. Hasta luego.